live once again on the Ontario Junior Lacrosse League Game of the Week, which now brings us to the Toronto Rock Athletic Centre in Oakville, and the home opener for the Oakville Buzz. They will face the Whitby Warriors, the 2022 Minto Cup champions, who dropped their opening contest earlier this week against the Orangeville Northmen. I'm Matthew Carrick alongside Jonathan Donville and the JVI Sports Network crew. Glad to have you aboard, Jonathan. Busy week for us, but love watching games like this. It should be pretty intense the whole way.
Yeah, it's good. Our first chance to see these two teams play this year. Obviously, Whitby having already played. First look at Oakville so far this year, and should be a great contest. Like you said, busy week, but it's great to get back in the swing of things of Ontario Summer Lacrosse.
Change on the bench for the Oakville Buzz as Troy Cordingley takes over as head coach and general manager. That's the big news here in-house today, and we're underway with the Buzz wearing their black uniforms, controlling the opening face-off. Josh Ford going to take it all the way to the cage, and Ethan Hardwood got it stuck underneath him. That's the Buzz going right to left here in the opening period off the home bench.
That's a good sign for Oakville. Jack Oldman, the face-off guy for Whitby, takes face-offs at Ohio State University, one of the most polished face-off men in the OJLL, so to win one early is a good sign for the Buzz.
And has been doing it for some time. By my count, there's 7 players that were part of the 2022 roster, and 3 graduating players coming off this. So still guys like Riley Knox, Lucas Littlejohn, who still have extra time remaining. As does Gabriel Soroketti, going for that steal there. The shot in. It got behind Harwood, but rolled down the back of the net. And that's 2 transition opportunities early for the Buzz.
Yeah, and twice the Buzz thought they scored, too. 2 good saves in there. Twice that it looked like it might have trickled through. To your point, Matty, about the returning players, important early in the season. You're always going to have some new faces early in the year. You can rely on those guys who've played in a lot of big games here.
Carson Christie initially faked the shot before taking it through in on Evan Konstantopoulos, the Buffalo Bandits draft pick from the NLL entry draft this past year. I think that makes him a champion, does it not?
It does indeed. And he's 6'7".
He is a lot of man, yes.
Fills up every inch of that goal. Makes it certainly a lot easier, a lot more room for error when you're that big.
His younger brother, backstopping, I believe it's Halton Hills in Junior B this season, so may not be that far away from the Konstantopoulos connection. In the Buzz net, Sheehan, who can put up points with the best of them. Will Sheehan up top here for the Buzz. Elects to go across to Jackman. And Brian Jackman's low shot also gobbled up by Harwood.
Yeah, Sheehan and Jackman really the 2 guys to watch here. Or 2 of the guys to watch, rather, for Oakville. Sheehan plays his collegiate lacrosse at Yale, and then Jackman at UMass. 2 guys who, again, have been around the block a little bit in junior lacrosse, played in a lot of games. Expect them to be somewhat of a focus here for Oakville on the power play in the early going.
Robert Baxter getting called for the illegal cross check. That gives the Buzz this opportunity. Bouncer across to Ryan Barker. He'll leave it back for Sheehan. Closing into the halfway mark of this first power play with Jackman to the corner. Sheehan up top. Xander Durkat's the last one in. He'll go down to the crease side here on the right side of the floor. Jack McAlpine sets the pick. Here's Sheehan back for Jackman. Turns and fires, and that's right into the W on the chest of Harwood.
Nice start here for Harwood. Been tested several times already early. Answered the bell every time.
Ben Cromer will leave it there. And Owen Lee, the rookie, had the shot in on Konstantopoulos. Got an issue with the shot clock down in the end above him. Looks like arena crew already in there to fix it.
Getting the on-the-fly fix of the shot clock. That's top-notch service back there. Maybe I should wait for it to be a success.
Lee from the outside. That one rises up and goes into the screening. That was a talk at the draft, not just with Konstantopoulos, but the number of players who have come through this building since it was created through either the Rock Elite system or Young Stars, as the quick stick chance at the side of Harwood bounces off his toe.
Another nice save there, and I totally agree, Matty. credit to Mr. Jamie Dowick and all the work that he's done in creating this building. As someone who grew up in Oakville, it's pretty cool to have this facility in our community, and it's done a lot for the game in Southern Ontario.
Langille will back in, facing a double team, tries to take him on himself, lost the ball, is picked up by Soroketti, and his shot couldn't beat the maze of legs that were also over there.
That's Josh Ford there, Matty, with a good shift defensively. I have him down as playing his college ball at Michigan. Makes a nice play to strip it, and then eats a block shot at the end of it. Good way to start the game for number 8 in black.
Here's Sheehan off the bench. A big high step's going to take it in. And Harwood has been busy in the early going here. 4 minutes gone. I believe that's shot number 6 in on the Whitby netminder.
Yeah, slick move by Sheehan going with a little toe drag there. Like I said, he's a player to watch in this game. A guy with a lot of experience, scored a lot of points in this league.
Robert Baxter up top. It comes back to Riley Knox. Speaking of guys who have put up points in this league, no shot there as it rolls to the near side. Jake Darlison got there first. Now Baxter joined by Max Weatherup, one of 2 APs out of the Whitby U17 program. In the lineup tonight, Easton Messina is the other one. Bit of a stumble there from Baxter. He tries to return it all the way back up top, and Knox can't catch up before it's over and back.
Numbers here for Oakville. Whitby might have gotten away with a slight delay of game there, but we'll play on.
I was wondering, they were pretty close. Jack McAlpine. This will be Jake Dawick coming off the bench. Sheehan finds Dawick all alone on the crease. And ball down as it drops right at the feet of Jake Wright, who gets the reset.
Dawick's found himself behind the defense several times here. You got another good look.
Over the shoulder, it's Jake Wright, though, on the crease, who opens the scoring.
Just a matter of time there. A lot of good looks here in the early going for the Buzz. Right after Dowick had gotten behind for a good look, they just slip another man in behind the defense here, and a nice finish. Harwood did everything he could throughout these first few minutes, but it's only a matter of time before they got one to fall.
So 1-0 early on here for the Buzz. And you can hear Troy Cordingley. I don't know if you can hear, but we definitely can. Asking his Buzz team to double off that possession, but it does go the way of Whitby.
Yeah, I think that pretty clearly characterizes their strategy here on the faceoffs, expecting Oldman obviously to win a decent amount of them. They're going to look to create turnovers on faceoffs that they don't win.
Ball will come back up top for Darlison. Stepping into a shot there, will Weatherup. That bounced off a player, so there's going to be no over and back. Still on the Whitby shot clock, however, which is now down to 12. Soroketti gives to Weatherup, who's running in. That one was wide. Comes down in the stick of Soroketti. He's facing a double team and gets drilled into the outside boards, and we're going to get a penalty call.
Just looking back on the goal, just a good cut there. And a pretty slick behind the back finish by Jake Wright. I have him down at St. John's. Very skilled player, clearly just a good back cut. Gets in front of the goal and actually increases his angle with that behind the back shot as Whitby goes to their first power play of the game.
Whitby with the answer, though, quickly.
Coach Cordingley not happy with the penalty kill defense there. He's saying wider. I think he just thought they got in a little bit too tight here. I tend to agree. You know, heels, Maddie, on the dotted line as a defender, not really where you want to be against some of the better players in this league. We saw that last night. That was really a theme. The eyes and the hands of the Beaches guys, a little bit too much time and room there for Whitby to shoot. And if you can shoot through a screen with your hands free, really hard for goalies to pick it up.
We see your comments, and we do know that there is an issue. Our crew is working on it. May take to the intermission if you can bear with us for 10 minutes or so. Durkatz cross to the near side. He feeds it into Sheehan, who got drilled right on the crease, and a delayed penalty is going to come on that hit. Ball down, Durkatz will run into it.
6-on-5 opportunity here for the Buzz, just bringing in their last guy here.
And again, and I believe we're back here at the Toronto Rock Athletic Center.
We are back. We are back. We're getting Doug back.
Owen Lee in the box for cross-checking. The only thing you missed, still 1-1. 11:40 to go here in the home opener, the Oakville Buzz, as they play against the Whitby Warriors. We apologize for the issues and the interruption, and hope everything is better on your end. Tapper. Cross to Christie. Carson Christie with 2 assists in that Orangeville loss. It was Little John that led the way with 2 goals, 1 assist. The long shot from Christie goes off the arm of Constantopoulos.
We mentioned it, Matty. Just not a lot of net to look at in the Oakville goal there. I think the black equipment, black jersey helps make it look even bigger, but 2 a little different styles. Harwood really flying around here, in the Whitby goal, and then more of an angle style on the other side.
Harwood down to catch that on the left leg. And standing up here calling the game, it feels like he's been the busier goalie, but shots showing 8 apiece here in-house, however. As the penalty has expired, Lee goes back to the bench, and the offense of Whitby goes back to work. Soroketti. Down low. I believe that's Langiel. Little flip pass right out onto the crease. Little John was the one that got taken down there, and a Whitby player ran through the crease as we get a cross-checking call on the other side.
Yeah, Little John, a guy, Matty, a veteran now. We really saw his coming out party there. Have a great season all year long. Obviously, playing game 1 is a good sign for him. He doesn't have to wait till playoffs, but a guy who's played in big games, scored a lot of big goals for this team. And that goes for Soroketti, Knox, the 3 top members of this power play. We're all on that Minto Cup winning team.
They've all touched it so far. The shot will come from Soroketti, bouncing between the legs of Constantopoulos before he collapses over top of it. How would you like to be, 3rd in line behind Matt Vince starting that line? That's, there's a reason why they went back-to-back. Stephen Orleman, of course, we know what he did here in this league, was the backup through this season, and they've also got Devlin Shanahan somewhere on that roster.
Yeah, a really good goaltender room. A lot of good people in that room too. I've been lucky to play it with Devlin, and obviously Vince is the greatest to ever do it in our league, and made the finals, the championship finals, Maddie, 9 out of 18 seasons, which is just a remarkable, remarkable run.
And just in case you can't get inspiration from that, your general manager is Steve Dietrich. So, Soroketti off to the left, still on the power play. That ball bounces down at the crease. Little John does get it back, goes all the way cross floor, the quick stick from Jake Darlison.
Easy for me to say in hindsight, Maddie. I meant to say it in real time, but I think Whitby's trying to get these cross-floor passes going. Oakville's just sitting back. There's shots to be had there, and you see, obviously you get the cross-floor pass here, but just sitting back a little bit too far here. And if you're the on-ball defender for Oakville, you're kind of caught in no man's land. You're not really playing the ball. You're not playing anyone on the crease. You're not blocking the shot. You're kind of caught in between a little bit. And then just a seeing eye shot there by Darlison, who we saw play a lot of defense in 2022 and in past years, obviously on the power play now.
Tapper up for Soroketti. Put a cap on that in 2022. He came back from the Centennial Cup, the Junior A National Championship, and jumped right into play and win the Minto. Soroketti over to Little John, who goes over the top behind his back. Soroketti has it again with 5 on the clock. Shovels it to Little John, who had circled the crease. And Konstantinopoulos there to make the save.
Feels like we're seeing a lot of good looks here from both teams. Maybe more than we saw last night, especially more even than last night. But not a lot of outside shots here. A lot of guys getting to the goal, getting good looks, and defensively a lot of stuff to clean up here.
Sheehan cross floor. Shot there from McAlpine, who is one of the statistical leaders of this Buzz squad over the last couple seasons, along with names like Sheehan. Darlison down into the corner. Going to be Cromer. Back to Christie. He's the one who takes the shot. And, yeah, if that's picked up cleanly, that is clean transition all the way for Zach Wright, one of 7 APs in the lineup for Oakville this evening.
I think he might have been thinking about his breakaway move there a little bit before he picked up the ball. Still a good possession by Oakville defensively.
Shot low. Harwood picks it up and will bounce it out and down to Oldman.
Matty, Jake Dawick, among others on Oakville, doing a good job of cutting through the offensive zone early and then circling behind the net. It's a good way to maybe get lost sometimes by your defender. Keep an eye on that. I think that's been one of the things that's led to some of their good looks. Tried to get on that last one. Whitby seems to be losing the guys behind the net just a little bit.
Soroketti chasing that ball. The bench wants an interference call. None going to come here as Brian Jackman brings it back down. Little John did the same thing on offense back on the other side as this one bounces to Durkatz, and halfway through the shot clock, he tries to slam the brakes to lose the rookie Justin Hewitt. Ball rolls away from Hewitt. First one into the boards was Owen Tapper, and still up for grabs. It's interesting, Jonathan, how that play, it's the X position in field, but has started to creep in the last couple of years into the box game.
Yeah, I think there's a few reasons for that. One, there is field influence coming into the game. Obviously, more Canadian players playing both disciplines of the sport. And then in the NLL, with the ability to dunk the ball or dive from behind the goal, it really opens up your offense. And it's not just about scoring from behind. It's about forcing defenses to play the man behind to open up more room above the goal. And I think there's also value in just sending the ball back there, even with these rules where you can't dunk, forces the defense to turn their head. And I think there's advantages to be had there, even if you can't always put your finger on them. Here's a good example.
They run it again almost right on cue. Unable to connect with Riley Ford at the end of that, but 3 Whitby players break out to start their possession. In the stick of Jack Oldman the entire way.
Well, we talked about
forced it wide.
I was talking about some of the advantages. I'll let this 2-on-1 go here.
For Oakville, back the other way as the game starts to open up a bit. And go ahead.
One of the disadvantages in field and box lacrosse is when you're throwing passes from behind the goal. If they miss or something happens, you're throwing the ball back towards your own goal. And that's exactly what happened there for Oakville. They throw it, miss the pass, and they start the break for Whitby.
Little John leaving it to the outside. He'll set the screen for Christie. Got it back, took the shot, knocks now. That found a piece of Konstantopoulos. He had to wait around a while to hear his name called too. One of the last players in the room.
Very good play there by Baxter to avoid the over and back. There's a little touch pass.
Matthew Kirchmeier hearing it on his way back to the bench. He brought that one up over center.
You don't have to wonder, what the Buzz players are hearing from the bench. We can hear it pretty clear.
Robbie White back the other way, and we will go back and forth here in this first period with about 4 minutes left to go. McAlpine's shot hits a defender.
Good read by Simmons there, seeing the trailer. Sometimes you force it to that lead guy. The trailer's off in the open one. That was a good example. McAlpine just couldn't get the shot through, and we're really getting up and down here.
Michael White starting that back at his own end. It's Darlison that gets the shot. No 5-hole there for Konstantopoulos. As Jackman will now slow things down, giving it back to Sheehan. Under 4 to play in a 2-1 game where Whitby leading the shot category as well, 16-12. Here in the first period, another clean interception and another breakout. Easton Messina shoots on the run. We got a delayed penalty coming. It's going to be a substitution call against the Oakville bench, it looks like, as they swarm this loose ball. Christie there to pick it up.
Yeah, Oakville still got 6 on the floor now.
Are we going to play 6-on-6? No, they went to change and actually changed the man off. Could have kept him out there. Got to call a 6-on-6 goal in the President's Cup in this building back in August. Thought we may get another set, but Riley Knox over for Little John. His sidearm sneaks just inside the post.
Nice shot here from Little John. Hard to tell exactly where he went with it. Yeah, it looks like right top corner. One of the sweetest shots in the game. Again, Matty, if you're the Buzz, you got to get out and play the ball. You're letting some of these pretty good shooters just step in. If you're on the dotted line, you're probably too far back.
Well, we've seen that now twice when they've been down a man on the floor. That time with the goalie out on the delayed penalty. Previously on the power play, we're waiting for Konstantopoulos, who had gone to grab a quick drink before we get play back underway. And why not? That was some furious pace through the middle portion of this first period, scheduled for 3:20s. If you're new to the Canadian Summer Game or just stuck in winter mode. Look at the pass there and the finish. Pretty play from Drake Wright for his second.
Yeah, Ford really makes the play here. First of all, scraps the faceoff. Obviously, as we said, Oldman, a very successful faceoff guy. And then this one-handed pass here, pretty slick. A great catch. And then a good presence of mind. Sometimes when you catch a bad pass or you kind of catch it in a weird angle, sometimes you try to shoot it from that angle. Good presence of mind to catch it, take a bad pass, get it back on the shoulder, make a good move, and finish.
Well, when all his momentum is taking him towards the crease there as well, to stop up, kind of pull the reins, hold everything back, and get back in a position to legally take the shot. And look out, here comes Josh Ford again. All alone, Taylor on him, and Harwood matched him move for move across the crease.
Yeah, nice job by Harwood staying in the fight there. Got him pretty good, I think, on the first 1 or 2 fakes, but just stayed with it. And Ford really influencing this game and the faceoff.
Ball into the corner, comes back up top.
ISO here, 4 righties on the floor, so ISO situation.
Well, they go back to that right side. Here's Christie shooting from long range. Finds the right foot of Konstantopoulos.
Yeah, smart play by Oakville there. When they went to the isolation, they doubled the ball quickly. That's smart because with the 4 righties, it's hard to space those guys out well enough to find an open man. You can kind of play a bit of a zone on the backside. That was a smart play from the bench of Oakville and the players on the floor, recognizing the situation and supporting their teammate.
Took a little bit to get this one up toward center for Justin Hewitt. counting up 7 full-time rookies on this Whitby team. As Knox for Soroketti. Few of them not in the lineup as they complete American assignments. Ball up, that did cross center in the stick of Oakville, and they're dangerously close to that over and back line. Taking off, thought he had it, was Ryan Clark, but it's in the stick of Baxter the other way, and the top corner was there. And then it wasn't, thanks to the left glove of Konstantopoulos.
What great play by Baxter. Really physical confrontation here, right about at the timeline, and then goes on the breakaway. Nice save.
Whitby working back again in our final minute. Christie to the outside. Little John sets the screen. No return pass. It's Christie from long range. And now Oakville picked that up with about 36 to go, so couldn't take the timeout. Trying to feed it through to Jake Dahlwick, and as it's turned over, Whitby will get their first timeout of the game.
So we got 26 seconds left here. Whitby timeout, obviously, will pull the goalie. Wouldn't be surprised on some of these longer possessions where you have to wait, 15, 20 seconds. Wouldn't be surprised to see Oakville try to jump the ball, create a turnover, maybe try to steal one here at the end of the period. But that last possession, better defense by Oakville, getting out, pressuring the ball. That's kind of the hallmark of a Troy Cordonley coached defense, getting out, pressuring the ball, and then they kind of cover up some stuff on the backside. But ball pressure, I think, is a good recipe for them right now.
Be sure to subscribe to this channel. You'll catch last night. We were in St. Catharines, Toronto Beaches. Started the season in Brampton as they hosted the Athletics. Tomorrow night, Six Nations and Peterborough. The Arrows picking up a big first game victory for them, and then we'll finish on Sunday evening at Tony Rose Arena. The Orangeville Northmen and KW, I think. And then we head back to Peterborough again on Monday as they face the Toronto Beaches. So a lot of action coming up, and it's all right here on OJLL TV. Play is on.
They're going way too early here.
And it's picked off, and that's why Gavin Sheehan, probably the last guy you want, heading down and gets taken down but still scores. And that's going to tie things up here in the dying moments of this first period.
Look, not a lot to analyze here. Just a bit of a mental error for Whitby. A heck of a play to stick out, get a stick on it. And then for Sheehan, a guy who's already paid the price for going to the middle of the floor, is going to have to really take a lot of shots, physical shots this year. That's about as easy as they'll come.
So one more chance for the face-off battle between Josh Ford and Ullman. Ford picks it up. Time running out, and did get a shot away. I don't think that would have counted even if it did get in, but a tight first period here between these two teams and a lot of back and forth action, Donnie.
Yeah, it's early season, right? We expect a lot of this stuff to happen early season, a lot of coaching points. Two great coaching staffs here. They'll get a lot of that stuff sorted out. But 3-3, again, similar to how we've seen the last couple of games. I think it's a trend for the season. A lot of parity. A lot of these teams looking like on the right night they could all knock each other off. A lot of parity. And then we got a 40-minute game here left to decide how this one's going to shake out. And
we'll see which side makes the adjustments. Will it be first win of the season for Whitby or the home opener for the Oakville Buzz? As Donnie said, 40 minutes left. We'll come back for the second period in about 9.5 minutes. You're watching the Ontario Junior Lacrosse League Game of the Week.
Gatorade. With electrolytes to help replenish what's lost in sweat, carbs to help fuel your working muscles, and fluids to help you hydrate. Scientifically formulated so you never stop competing.
Let's go, raise up one time, go get it, it's yours, let's shine, come on.
Rehydrate, replenish, refuel.
Back to the Toronto Rock Athletic Center here in Oakville in your Ontario Junior Lacrosse League. Game of the week between the Whitby Warriors and the Oakville Buzz. Teams have switched sides. It'll be Whitby going right to left here in the middle frame, tied 3-3 after one in what was a good, fast-paced, and as you can tell, evenly matched first period. Thomas Bagnall controlling the face-off here for Oakville. William Simmons there to corral it. Jack McAlpine off the bench. He'll flip it as the offense gets out there. Jackman in the corner to Sheehan. Excuse me, that's Jake Dawick. Trying to find Jackman again, who would cut through. Lost it on his way as they continue to argue for it. This is all on Oakville shot clock, though, which is about to expire.
Good start there for Whitby.
Little John slowly jogging it up over center. He'll put it in the corner. First offensive set for Whitby here in the period as Knox turns and shoots wide. Christie was back near center to stop the over and back. Soroketti. Quick one-man change over at the bench. Soroketti's low shot off the leg of a defender, and Knox no time to shoot it through. And a big hit there on Kirchmeyer, who was in trouble as that stick got high. And Kirchmeyer trying to get his way off. He's not going to make it. Accordingly, letting the officials know what he thinks of it. I don't know if we're going to get another look, but Kirchmeyer still trying to make his way off the floor.
I have to agree on the 5 there with
the
Oakville coaching staff.
And it's Riley Knox, too, who, as we've already talked about, a veteran player here and controls a lot of the offense, and the 5 does go up.
So a reminder, 5-minute penalties behind you, you can score more than one goal. Typically, you score 2, the penalty's over, but if Oakville can score early here, you can score multiple goals on a 5-minute power play without the penalty release.
Well, and even if they do, without it coming down, he's going to serve the entire 5 as well. So
right.
He's off for 5 plus a dead ball, which is pretty rare in lacrosse. Goal, timeout, or out of bounds? What is it?
I think just goal timeout.
Okay. Sheehan back across, low shot, Jackman. Harwood makes the save. 23-17 shot showing in favor of Whitby. As Lee brings it down the near side for Whitby to spread the floor here, which is exactly what they're doing with the ball in the stick of the veteran Michael White, who will graduate out of junior at the end of this season. 5 on the clock as he comes in, turns and fires, and already a couple defensive players out there for the Warriors. Bagnall running it in again with Sheehan. Fake flip pass between him and Jamison Steele, who takes top spot here. Steele around his back to Dawick. Steele lost it, but it drops right down in front of Sheehan, who went for the quick stick over in the corner with McAlpine. Just shoving his man to the turf with Ben Cromer, who takes off with the ball. Past the defender as well, and over top of everybody to Oldman. What a job done there by Cromer.
Oakville looking for a lot of those quick stick passes, a lot of cross-floor passes in general. If I'm them, I'm looking to drop something maybe a little more simple on this next one up. Just try to get maybe Sheehan or one of your other shooters coming over the top. Try to shoot from a good angle here.
Oldman lost his first man. Couldn't deal with the other 2 that were waiting for him on defense as Graydon Foulon now brings it up and over. Oakville watched the game last night, I think, Jonathan, and know you like those east-west passes. You're talking up the offensive game of the Beaches.
Yeah, absolutely, but Whitby doing a really good job of swarming. That's kind of back-to-back shifts there where we haven't seen a shot from Oakville on the power play.
Oh, what a pass intended for Lee. As White was getting hit, forced it just wide. Owen Lee took off in what was nearly a 2-on-1 when that first started, but too close of proximity to that Oakville bench.
And I don't want to see it too critical, Matty, because early in the season, power plays are a fickle, they're a fickle operation. It takes a while to get, to figure out what your best formations are, what your money plays are. It's game one here, right? It's early in the season, early in the summer. They got a lot of time to figure it out. So if your power play is not clicking on day one, that's to be expected here.
Riley Ford going to take top spot this time. Cutting through the middle is Dawick, headed double clutch. That's off the inside of the post and out. A bit of a celebration, it looked like, from Dawick before they realized the official called no goal.
Yeah, in case in point, Matt, we've seen a couple different formations from the Buzz, just on this 5-minute power play here. Ford was at the top there with Dawick. We've seen Jackman, up in those spots. Steele.
Oh, no. Can't see who this is who's down. Bagnall,
yep.
If there is good news, it looks like perhaps the ankle that he's holding on to, because if you watch this game long enough, you see a player go down like that, there's pretty much one thing you think of. But for the second time in only a couple minutes, the training staff of the Buzz called out to the floor here.
That's the worst part of the game, Matty.
Mm-hmm.
Guys getting hurt yourself, watching teammates get hurt, watching anyone get hurt. It sucks. Hopefully, so he's going to get up under his own power here. It's a really good sign.
Well, and seeing junior players get hurt as well. I mean, you only have a couple years to do this right.
Absolutely.
And we talked about the grind yesterday. Guys who play 20 games are pretty rare. As you're going to look at it again, Bagnall's going to be trailing the ball carrier here across the line. Yes, it looked like stepped on the foot of Owen Lee on the way by, and Bagnall taking the time, getting off to that bench.
Not always easy for Oakville here when you see a couple of your teammates, take a couple, fairly scary incidents. Oakville's got to try to mitigate, the emotional damage as much as they can, keep the emotions high, and keep the foot on the gas here. Still a tie game, and you still want to, you still have 1:20 left in this power play. Try to get something good out of it and at least have a goal to show for it.
Oldman wins another faceoff. Bagnall is a graduating player, so hope good things for him over on that bench.
Yeah, he's a guy talking to the Oakville coaching staff. He's a guy they really like, talking to them before the game. Really uses his speed well in the defensive zone and to pick up loose balls and really just, play really effective defense back there using his speed.
Former teammate of yours, I think, over on the bench, isn't it? Robert Hudson?
Robert Hudson, Matt Delella, childhood teammate of mine, so two former teammates there. And, yeah, Rob Hudson played with him in Mimico and been lucky to play with both those guys throughout my career.
Around the back from Sheehan, far side, and Jack McAlpine. Took a while here on the power play, but they finally get one.
This is a nice set piece here from Oakville, so you're going to have one player go down and seal the crease man on McAlpine's side, and one player seal the shooter. And then it's going to get to McAlpine here. You see two screens coming, and then McAlpine has a lot of room to walk through and just sticks it in that top right corner. One of the prettiest shots in all of lacrosse, Matty. Righties to the top right corner, lefties to the top left corner. I like the righty version better, but
32 seconds remaining on the power play here. And Oldman's going to win it from Barker, who didn't even get down in a stance there. That was interesting, kind of the standing approach to the face-off. But reminder that was a 5-minute major, so still power play time ticking down.
Yeah, this was the approach to the face-off, Matty. Stand up, try to get the double team in as quickly as you can. Effective play there by Oakville. Good kind of plan, execution, all the way up the line there.
Oakville bench waiting as the penalty expires. We go back to 5-on-5, so the Buzz one goal off that 5-minute major power play. Ford sneaking through. The pass was above him, and feeling it now is McAlpine. That shot bounces just wide.
Yeah, they missed him early in the possession. He was open on the backside. Still gets a good look at the end of it, though.
Should mention, if you do go to the Ontario Junior Lacrosse, juniorlacrosseleague.ca, I always get it wrong, or the app, there are a couple exhibition games still in the system. So a guy like McAlpine looks like he's got a ton of points this season. This is their first game, although he does have 2 on the 4 goals that Oakville have scored here. So you can rectify that by choosing regular season if you're viewing on the website. Here's Jackman up top, shoots past the screen, and Hardwood saw it the whole way. Big hit on the ball carrier. May have taken away transition from the Warriors. Eight-second violation. Got 8 to bring it up across half. They barely got it to the restraining line, did Whitby. Josh Ford taking the scenic route before he heads off. This ball bounces off the end glass, but straight to Xander Durkatz. Played it back to Steele, out in the middle. Picked up McAlpine over the shoulder. Still bouncing around. No one really sure where it was, least of all Harwood.
Boy, McAlpine's all around it right now.
Feeling it after that goal. Here's Sheehan. Steele. Down in the corner, Dawick. Dawick goes up to McAlpine, who's taking top spot. Dawick has it again. Jackman. Pass through. And unable to be caught. Diving stab at it. No good. Here come the Warriors with Oldman on a 3. Now a 4-on-1. They go to the quick stick. And unable to finish. They call through the crease on Ben Cromer.
Lucky bounce for Oakville there. 3-on-1. You're going to see those converted more often than not. But Oldman did a good job of slowing his feet down, for the Warriors. I wonder if maybe they went too slowly, but still a good look. Just weren't able to capitalize on the back pipe.
Ford's low sidearm. Hits off the foot of Harwood. Comes back to the near boards, and off to the races comes the AP East, and Messina had Darlison with him. The shot ends up wide, and Tapper picks it up, but they called no over and back off the stick of Ford. Tapper to Littlejohn. Lee's going to set the pick in front of him. Over to the far side, Soroketti off the end boards. Christie trying to find Littlejohn, who was all alone in front of the crease, and that pass just went high over top. Oh man, McAlpine was off the bench, and Daniel Clark just couldn't spot him in time. Otherwise, he was home free. Jackman, the swim move, and then after he had got past his man, Dawick came in with the aggressive screen.
Again, Harwood's having another good stretch here. Oakville's getting a bunch of good looks there. That one wouldn't have counted with the whistle, but still a nice save there for Harwood.
Langiel outside, quick stick coming here. Littlejohn down is Constantopoulos, and referee Simon D'Souza right there to wave it off.
Yeah, speaking of, really nice save there on the cross crease. Not very far to go with those 6'7" legs, but still gets across pretty well.
Ford goes behind the net. Back up top, no shot here yet from Sheehan. Double, triple, maybe quadruple clutched before sending that one into the rafters. Past the halfway mark here of the second period. 4-3 lead for Oakville. Shots showing even, 23 apiece.
Yeah, we're seeing Bagnall back on the floor here. Great sign for the Buzz.
Reset here. Christie will take it up on the top. Weather up in through the middle. This will be Oldman over the top. His shot through, and Constantopoulos makes the save. Here is the aforementioned Bagnall, who we saw go off hurt earlier.
Got a fresh tape job on his ankle there. You can see with the ankle socks.
Pass up to Sheehan as he heads off. Do not take your shoe off at intermission. It's all. Here's Dawick. Diving in front of the crease was McAlpine. We said he was feeling it, and man.
Yeah, really good offense there by Oakville. 2-3 pass sequence there leading with McAlpine. Again, Hartwood's been really, really good in this game.
Lead to Little John all the way around the horn into the corner, and Langille stepped in to take the shot, but also stepped into Daniel Clark. Here is Clark that runs right past Knox. Looking for an outlet to get off. It's Ford. Sit in the corner. Here's Steele. Big high step and turn back move. Durkatz lost the ball, lost his man, takes the shot, and Harwood there for the save. Knox back taking a defensive shift. Excuse me, that's Michael White with the big hit. And that aggressive, hard-hitting defense, that was one of the hallmarks of this team back at the CAA Center in Brampton in 2022. Ford. Sheehan, as is falling, still got the shot away. And a good save made there by Harwood, who gets up and tries to find White down floor. And another one off the left wing of Constantopoulos. Oakville late in their clock. Jackman, I don't know where it was at, but shot clock was at 22 as he crossed center. So may have just beat it.
A good possession there by Whitby, a good take by Robbie White. Tried to reach around Constantopoulos, just really tough to get it around him. It's the right idea, but just tough to do.
Guess who it is again? Jack McAlpine. Largest lead for either team, matching it with 2 goals here.
Just steps into a gap. Oakville's kind of been catching a lot of these passes, Maddie, and trying to make an extra move. Good job by McAlpine there. Just steps into a gap aggressively and gets it off quickly. I think there might be more opportunities for Oakville to take some of those gap shots.
They're giving the assist to Will Sheehan. I think it was actually Dawick that started that, but either way, it's on the board. 5-3 is the lead for Oakville. Just under 7 to go here in the second period. Oldman back to the dot along with Josh Ford. And this has been a pretty good battle. I'm always up for a good draw battle throughout the game. Ford out there still with the face-off twig. There was no chance he was shooting that.
Yeah, we saw him shoot one at the end of the last quarter with the face-off stick. Always a little bit of a challenge.
Riley Ford, Sheehan up top. Now it's Dawick. Ford setting the screen. McAlpine cut through. And that pass just missed the mark.
Oh.
Little John nearly home free. Going all out to try for the interception was Dawick. But now Lee will slow things up. Off the bench. Big high step. Oh, Lee took the feed back from Soroketti and was all alone. Now a big collision in towards the boards. They call that interference, and it will be Whitby ball.
Yeah, I think they're lucky that wasn't a little bit closer to the boards. Any contact with the boards there, I think that would have been a penalty. Good no call, though, by the officials. Just a possession.
Also allowed Oakville to complete their defensive change. Move point now as Foulon takes off. Couple checks from Soroketti. First one got it free, but now Soroketti, most of the offense stuck out there on D right now, and it's in the back of the net for Sheehan.
Just thinking, Matt, it's been a low-scoring quarter here. Just 3 goals now. Sheehan's just going to take this one for the tour. Teases it a little bit here, and then just a little bit of a miscommunication. Too easy, for the Whitby defense there. Again, you got your hands, you got your eyes, Matty. these top players are really going to make you pay. Even if it doesn't feel like a great angle, they'll find the room that's there.
Well,
I think they just gave too much time there to Sheehan.
The last player in shot was Max Taylor, but other than that, 3 of those were offensive players who couldn't get off into transition. So you can kind of understand a little bit guys who are not used to being back there, but as you said, 3 goals here in the period. All 3 of them on the side of Oakville, and they're headed down floor again. And they're going to call that one a crease one. I wondered if there could have been a case for on the back on Zach Wright as he was flying through the crease of Harwood.
Yeah, I saw some clapping from the Oakville bench, so this is what they want. This pace is going well for them. To your point, great point by you, Maddie, after that last goal. You know, it's not always transition goals that are the reason why you run. It's getting guys stuck, tiring guys out. There's lots of non-box score plays that come from just running the floor hard.
And a big stop from Constantopoulos back the other way. Oh, in the air, Parker looking for Ford, and the 8-second count gives it back to the Warriors. And I don't think Troy Cordingley liked the call. Box to Soroketti. He comes back to Little John, and save made. Constantopoulos urging his players to move it up and over center. Real close again. Daniel Clark that time nearly got stood up by Knox. Him and Tapper and Little John going to stay out on defense. As you said, though, Little John did play D first couple seasons of junior.
Whoa!
Jackman, nifty little pickup and then behind the back to keep the possession alive. Here's Dawick. Durkatz down low. That shot, well, McAlpine's everywhere, including in the shooting lane that time as it blocked off his leg, and now Little John will take it out. Only timeout in that first period went the way of Whitby, so Oakville with 2 to burn as we head down the stretch here in the second. Christie over to the far side. That's Baxter. He'll leave it to Langiel. Too far for Little John, so it's turned back over, and Oakville will come again. And every time, I mean, it is quick time up and over the timeline. At least one player back. I don't know if this is by design by the Warriors or they just can't get off, but there's a lot of old players who have had to play back here in this second frame.
Yeah, and as you say that, Whitby hasn't scored yet this period. So, again, like I was saying, it shows itself in some material and immaterial ways.
Going to the AP this time. Big head fake there from Max Weatherup. Off the end glass, still bouncing around. Finally finds its way into the stick of Jake Wright, who, by the way, is on hat-trick watch. Pair goals for him, McAlpine and Sheehan, the only 3 goal scorers on that Buzz bench so far. Sheehan and Dawick. Back to Will Sheehan, the C's part. Tons of space. Took a step in, took the shot, and it's off the stick of White.
Sheehan's really good at that toe drag move, and he's used it effectively, but I think he might be passing up on some shots that he could just take. Whitby's defensive players sitting back a little bit. Might be able to just step into some of these and let them fly.
Ryan Clark bringing it over center. Accordingly asks them to settle down. McAlpine will oblige. Giving here to Steele. Steele just missed Durkatz. McAlpine there to recover. Met right by White though, and flip pass is going to be out of reach, and it'll be a shot clock violation against Oakville. Tapper, the quick restart off the bench. Couple players and a big pile up in the crease. And one official called minor interference. Another one's got a penalty coming up here against Oakville.
Yeah, it's a fast break opportunity from Whitby here going down the floor. Kind of a flip pass.
This will be the penalty on the right side of the screen, the second one. And
I think it's into the net there, into the post. I think is where the penalty comes in.
So a chance here as we near the final minute.
Boy, we're right in the angle of Lucas Littlejohn right now. There's just not a lot of net to look at.
No.
I think you got to try to maybe fake him a little bit or try to change your angle at the last second. Once he gets set on you, not a whole lot to look at.
They try the no look in the direction of Knox. That's off something and up out of play. They give it back here to Oakville. I think perhaps a little bit of 5-hole, but
I was thinking that too. He seems to get his feet out to the pipes.
it's a wide base. There is a little bit right near the wall of that stick, but it's basically going to take a quick stick to make it happen. Far side, Sheehan can't get past his man, being stood up by Ben Cromer. Just had a strong game. Now he does, and the bouncer's in right at the tail end of the shot clock. Ben Cromer, I'm sorry.
You know, this is why I'm up here doing my stupid broadcasting, and these guys are playing the game. I said that Sheehan could kind of take some shots earlier. You know, this is why you keep fighting to the net. He takes the double team. It doesn't settle. You know, even though I maybe said he could have settled for the outside shot a little bit and gets all the way to the net. A great player. He really uses that toe drag move very effectively. He's very slippery to get when he's trying to get to the net.
Love how a former Rookie of the Year, former Minto Cup MVP just he's up here doing his stupid little broadcast. But
well, it's easy to say, right? It's easy.
Wow. Oh, Little John, 9.6 seconds away from blanking the frame. And Constantopoulos, well, this is why I'm up here doing stupid, bro. I thought shoot low, it goes high.
I'm 0 for 2 here. She shoves it right in my face. Then Little John afterwards saying,
"Oh man,
you got to go 5-hole." Just puts it absolutely top shelf, right into the top right corner. I was talking about that earlier. Prettiest shot in the game, in my opinion. One of the prettiest shots.
3 of the 4 goals from Whitby right now scored with an extra man on the floor. As that one comes on the power play, look out. Hard hit there, hard bounce from Ryan Barker, excuse me, as time will run out. What a period for the Oakville Buzz as they go 4-1 on top of Whitby. Constantopoulos a big reason for that, but also the offense.
Yeah, that was a great period by Oakville there. You know, from basically being down 3-2 going into the first, then you get that lucky one at the end of the first. A great period for them. That's a big goal by Whitby, though. You know, 3 feels a lot better than 4 if you're the Warriors going into this break. And a pretty good action there. Obviously, not super high scoring, only a couple penalties. We've really been getting up and down here. It doesn't feel like we've really broken that much.
Well, can they keep it going for 20 more minutes? It's a good one here at the Toronto Rock Athletic Center. We'll be back in 10 minutes' time. This is the Ontario Junior Lacrosse League Game of the Week.
Gatorade. With electrolytes to help replenish what's lost in sweat, carbs to help fuel your working muscles, and fluids to help you hydrate. Scientifically formulated so you never stop competing.
Yeah, let's go. Raise up one time. Go get it. It's yours. Let's shine. Come on.
Rehydrate, replenish, refuel.
20 minutes left to play in the home opener of the Oakville Buzz. Whitby Warriors trying to avoid being the first team to drop 2 games here in this young season as we're underway in period number 3 from here at the Toronto Rock Athletic Center in Oakville. It'll be Whitby picking up the opening face-off here of the period. After scoring 4 goals in that second for Oakville, nearly blanked Whitby, if not for one with 9 seconds left. Shot down low on Constantopoulos.
That's a good shot for Soroketti, though. They're sitting back a little bit at the end of the shot clock. Really smooth player, nice release there. You know, the 5-hole shots, they never look good when they don't go in. When it hits the stick, it seems like really too easy. You know, but enough of them will go in. As we mentioned earlier, it does seem like there's some room there on the big fella.
Durkat's upended, trying to get past Jake Darlison. That forces the ball to go wide out into the corner where they continue to argue for it.
Thought that was a good no call there. I think that one might have gone either way in terms of a penalty call. I'm definitely good with the no call there.
They're right there with you. Here's Baxter. And Langiel. See if this offense for Whitby can get going, as they were held nearly flat that entire period. But as we said, a number of shifts where offensive guys, I mean, this has been a fast game from the start, back and forth, and a bunch of times where offensive guys have been stuck out on defense.
Yeah, nice shift there by Barker. Whitby had an advantage, a little touch pass trying to get it into the middle. Barker gets the stick in the lane. He's been really impressive in this game, one of the bigger, more physical athletes on the floor.
Sheehan looking for Dalek, and it was wide out and into the corner. Tapper. To the outside, Soroketti dancing around. Another good switch with Bagnall coming over to take the ball carrier. Little John Baxter up for Tapper, nearly intercepted now. Taking off is Bagnall. Little John with trailing speed, and Bagnall got the shot away, but it was just wide.
Great hustle there by Little John to get back into play. Obviously still got the shot up, but impacted it enough. You wonder if that ankle maybe held Bagnall back just a little bit there, just allowed to catch him ever so slightly.
Langiel turns and fires. That one well wide of the mark. Comes all the way back towards center where Carson Christie brings it down. That run back by Little John, though, he's not out there for this offensive possession. As we said, there's been some of these sets that have been kind of mismatched. In through the middle, Langiel shovels it towards Constantopoulos, looking for that 5-hole. That time the stick is there to make the catch.
Yeah, Oakville bench wasn't happy with the reset there. I think it was a pass to the middle that tipped off, the goalie there. Doesn't end up hurting them.
Backing into coverage, William Simmons. That time, now up for Darlison. Snaking his way through to the crease, no shooting lane, so he'll peel out. Up for Oldman. Baxter, Oldman, now Little John back out there after that double end run. Here's Darlison. Baxter lost the handle of his stick, wasn't ready for that pass. If he was right on top of the crease.
Yeah, good try by Baxter. Set a good pick there. Good angle on the pick. Set himself up well. Just, jump in those lanes now. Just expected to block the shot. You saw Bagnall getting both hands up there, getting in the lane.
The guys are happy to do it. Going back to the point from earlier, with all these young guys that end up playing defense, hey, if you want to play Junior A, perhaps you got to go out that back door. Do something that you haven't done to this point in your career, because guess what? You're not going to be the star for maybe 1 or 2 seasons.
Absolutely.
Langiel runs in. Constantopoulos. Ball was there, but picking up. And it's Josh Ford in transition again. Thought he had a 5-hole on Harwood. He brings the wooden stick down with authority at the side of the crease.
Going back to the last Oakville defensive possession, nice save in there for Oakville. Big goaltenders, box and field. The one thing they really do is they punish the low angle shots. There's really nothing to look at in the low angles. If you're Whitby, you got to try as much as you can to get over the top. I think even outside shots are okay as long as they're coming over the top, trying to increase your angle as you're shooting. Because going down the alley, anything like that is going to be really, really tough on the bigger goalies.
Only one back for Oakville that time, so here's Michael White. I mean, we're running out of possessions here. Only about 7 left maybe for Whitby, including this one. As Soroketi cuts through, still with moves, and that big body of Konstantopoulos with no room for him to reach across. All the way down floor, the outlet pass, and Lee's going to come back to even the numbers with Zach Wright down floor. Wright loses it and made... It's going to say maybe to his benefit, but Max Taylor gets in there quickly.
Nice play by Taylor there. Wow.
Great play. And bring it up in transition as well. And sure, why not stay up and take an offensive shift? Soroketi. Hard pass. Down to the side of the net for Robbie White. Up top, Weather up. Soroketi. Oh, nice move to get past his man. Wow. Diving scores!
He's Soroketi's smooth player, man. He just makes this thing look really easy here. He's going to come off a pick down, coming over the top, and you're going to watch the off-ball defender here for Oakville try to jump out, take away top side, and just isn't able to get hands on him. And then off the screen, almost like the blindside movie, taking the player to the bus. You see the Whitby player setting the pick into the corner, pushing him all the way off the screen.
Langio.
Okay, thank you.
Ford winning another face-off. Jack McAlpine. Durkatz up top, Ford. Now back to the far side. McAlpine falls. Durkatz under 10. Shot just bounces wide of Harwood. Tapper comes across center. Whitby back in again. Langeal towards the corner. Soroketi off the heels of that goal. Goes to Little John. Langeal not in a lot of room to follow through. And the rebound ended up hitting the official and going back into the crease. Whitby back within 2. Did lead for a portion of this game, although we were tied coming out of the second period. And it was all Oakville, and Warriors have been swimming upstream ever since. Soroketi. Little John back to the outside. Christie, now they come returning it for Soroketi on the run again. That time low shot, and again it hits the official and doesn't bounce back out. And again, it's to Oakville's benefit.
That's the look, though, for Whitby, trying to get Soroketi and their other players over the top, trying to push through, that top defender. Oakville's trying to force you back down the alley. You got to either pick that guy off or try to beat him like Soroketi did in the last goal. But coming up the floor over the top is got to be the way here for Whitby.
Durkatz sends it to the outside, return back again. Jackman in front of the crease. Rebound, Ford scores.
Yeah, that's a huge goal. Take it from 2 to 3. Good cut, good try to finish there by Jackman, and then Ford's in the right place, right time. Does a nice job of keeping his feet outside the cylinder. Obviously, always something you got to manage. Waits for that ball, too. I don't believe you could reach into the crease, so waits for it to pop out, catches, finishes. Huge, huge goal with 4.5 to play.
Remind you that we're back on air again at 8 p.m. tomorrow.
Really digging the goal song, man. Not to cut you off. I like it. It's a nice touch. Might have to start power ranking the goal songs here.
Can't wait for that. Has that post made the Lacrosse Culture Daily yet?
It's in the drafts.
In the works, okay.
Yeah, it's in the drafts.
Okay.
Yep.
4:35 left to go in the third. Lead back up to 3 for Oakville. Again, to finish that thought, 8 p.m. is game time tomorrow. Six Nations and Peterborough Lakers. We're making a trek up 115 twice this coming weekend.
Speaking of, power ranking details, I think 2 nice uniform sets here. I like this. I like the blue and red Whitby Warriors matching up. The color scheme from their minor system wasn't always the case, and I really enjoyed that since they did it going back to that Minto run. And a nice set of jerseys here for the Buzz. The young lacrosse fan in me watching the Junior B Buzz play at Maple Grove Arena wishes they went back to those satin jerseys, the shiny, silky-looking ones. But I understand that those would be about 3,000 pounds and a lot worse than the ones they have now. But 2 nice-looking uniform sets out here.
As I said last night, I'm fine with the air-conditioned arena as well.
Yeah, right.
Get one more tomorrow before Tony Rose on Sunday. KW and Orangeville in that matchup. And, of course, if you're anywhere in Ontario close, there's 4 games on the docket tomorrow, including the one we'll be at in Peterborough. So take your tablet with you. And
clock's not running here.
Junior A, yeah.
Advantage for Whitby.
He's stuck on 3:41 for some time. I think they've now, at least looked. Officials are aware as the count is on down on the floor. And I imagine after Baxter takes this shot, we'll get a stoppage to fix it. Still with Whitby. Littlejohn scores. Give him 4.
A lot of confusion on both the game clock and the shot clock here. But Littlejohn playing to the whistle. And again, obviously walking through the defense, getting to the middle is good. But I just think when they're getting towards the top side, getting towards that middle plane of the floor, you really have to do that against the big goalie. Littlejohn's been really effective here. I think we're going to sort out, part of this clock issue. And then keep rolling. That's a huge goal. 9-7 gets it back for Whitby.
Troy Cordingley working on, he thinks this should be no goal. First off, for the shot clock. I don't think he's that upset. You saw 15 seconds tick off the game clock on screen. So 3:15 left to go. 2-goal game. Whitby up 9-7.
Early season for everybody here, Matty. Working out some of the kinks here.
Where'd that guy go that fixed the shot clock? Can you just unplug it? And
I never followed up with him. Nice work. Nice handy work down there. On the fly. Didn't have to stop the game. Credit to the shot clock operators.
If he unplugs the game clock and plugs it back in, will that fix it? Because that worked in the first period.
A lot of good people, the shot clock operators of Ontario. Good folks.
Tapper. Back for Soroketti. Stumbled that time and then was all over him and somehow is going to lose the ball here.
Yeah, I think the turf monster got Soroketti there. Tough timing. Wow, what a play by Tapper. And look out, Soroketti's lurking behind the play.
Sheehan close to that over and back line and can't control it. And this is Soroketti has Darlison with him, takes it himself from the wrong side and bounces it off the end boards. Darlison going to slow things down in front. As I say that, Littlejohn cutting through. It's him and Christie. Here come 3 Buzz players into Whitby's attacking territory, and they throw the ball away. It's into the stick of Darlison.
Boy, Whitby definitely earning themselves some possessions here. Tapper, I think, had the last one, and then Darlison just snagging that thing. 3-on-3 is good time to attack.
Darlison found room to run over the shoulder Weatherup can't bring it down. The Buzz will. We've seen some wheels from Josh Ford here tonight.
Ford's been everywhere. He's a really nice player. He's been great in the face-off game. Obviously had that really nice assist, a number of big plays on the loose balls. But Bagnall, Ford, among the guys who really stuck out for the Buzz.
On the run here, Ford cuts back. Looked like he was all out of time and space and makes something happen. Riley Ford with perhaps the dagger.
Yeah, as we're chatting up his brother here, he says, hey, don't forget about me. I mean, just good presence of mind there. Kind of gets through his first check, takes the double team, and then has the presence of mind to jump back towards the middle of the floor. Not sure what. There's some sort of confusion on the floor. Not sure what exactly is going on.
Well, the officials are getting a water break here, and I don't know. I think Cordingley wanted to restart that face-off right away. As Ford comes back to the dot.
More time for the goal song.
Yeah, there you go. If that's the one that gets this one a copyright strike, yeah. I'm going to laugh so hard. Oldman, the face-off flip, takes it in himself. A couple whacks on his way through. Little John's going to chase down the loose ball, though. And a number of whistles. I think it's going to be a Whitby timeout as Harwood made no move to come out of the net.
Yeah, and guess who there on the check getting back in on Oldman? That's Ford again. We've mentioned his name quite a few times. Have him down as a Michigan Wolverine. Really nice end of the season there for Coach Connery, his staff, his team. A really impressive, run through the Big Ten tournament. Victories over Penn State, Maryland, and other teams. We're going to look at this last goal here by Riley Ford. Right here is the impressive part. Instead of shooting it here, he jumps, gets a little bit more angle.
I thought the play was dead and dusted right there.
Absolutely. So if you're Whitby, you don't have to worry so much about repeating your first mistake from the first period. They need to go right away here. They need all the shots they can get. Expect them to hit it as quick as they can here. I think if it's me, you got to get something over the top towards the center plane of the defense. I think anything in the alleys away from the kind of the core scoring areas is just really proven to be tough tonight.
So the goalie is out now. Harwood on the bench. 6 attackers out there. Knox to Littlejohn. Back across here near side. Darlison. Littlejohn's low shot. Initially blocked. Rebound scores.
All right, well, 10-8, minute 14. Crazier things have happened. Littlejohn's got quite a few now.
Five got him for 7 points.
Really good play by Bagnall here to block it. And then it's not over till it's over. Littlejohn picks it up, just keeps playing. That last goal where there's some confusion about the shot clock, also by Littlejohn, just a good job of playing through, the bounces here and ensuring that he's still going hard to the goal.
So 5 matches the most in a game this season. A couple players have done it. Thunderhill, we saw one last night. Littlejohn won 6 and turned aside by Constantopoulos. Perhaps his best save of the night.
Huge save. Totally agree, Matty.
At that point in the game, in the proximity where the guy who's put 5 behind you, that is a monster save from the big man.
Yeah. Littlejohn takes his time with it, too, tries to wait him out. And then the big fella's showing that he's got some athleticism in there as well. Huge save for your Oakville. You just can't let guys get behind you like that. A minute left. Well, we'll see what Whitby decides to do. Harwood is currently on the floor. We'll see if he stays on the floor. If not, you'll have a double team on the ball. You'll probably have a double team on the ball regardless of what happens here. Try to create a turnover. The question is, do you bring out the goalie and play 6-on-5, or do you play 5-on-5 with the goalie in?
Meanwhile, behind the huddle, Soroketti has limped his way off. I didn't see anything happen on the floor. I wonder if he's cramping up and will not be on the floor for this face-off coming out of that goal. Going to try and get back in line, though, and work it out.
Goalie's in here, so the net's not open. Whitby's going to double-team the ball. Oakville's got to clear it before the 8 seconds here.
Sorry, I said
Pretty well
face-off.
done.
Of course, that was Oakville's timeout as they go to the far side for Dalwick.
Oakville's got to get this whole possession.
McAlpine through the middle finds Riley Ford, and Harwood there to make the save. Him on the doorstep. It's across for Darlison. Langiel already in the attacking zone. Littlejohn joins him. Knox, Soroketti. One more over in the corner is all six. Soroketti, early shot. Rebound back for Darlison. And they're going to call through the crease on Corson Christie. 25 seconds to go. Oakville, long bomb here for Sheehan.
I think that one's probably going to do it. Broadcaster jinx here.
Double team, and Whitby maybe with one last shot. Langiel, no time to check the clock, my man.
Yeah, you got to shoot it now because you need two.
And they're not going to do it as Oakville gets the strip, and seems fitting that a good defensive effort all night long. It's a good defensive play that ices it for the Oakville Buzz, who win their home opener.
Yeah, these Buzz are going to prove to be a tough out this year. A lot of good athletes, a few different guys who can really score, including Sheehan, who I think is going to find himself right up there at the top of the scoring list at the end of the year. And then obviously an experienced veteran goalie back there who had an experience with Buffalo this year that's hard to quantify. And then obviously his God-given ability in there is pretty impressive. That's a good win for the Buzz, and they'll take it. Like we said, Maddie, we've been saying all week, they may not seem significant in May, they count all the same in June.
It's significant because they did it with 7 APs.
Absolutely.
Of course, we don't know the guys who aren't here yet and what this team is going to look like in about 2 or 3 weeks' time, but that is a big win for this Oakville team, and a big loss on the other side. Whitby, the first team to drop 2 games in the standings. They're behind the 8 ball now.
They got time, right? You got to get your guys back, got to work on some things. Obviously, a few areas for Whitby to clean up, and they've played two pretty good teams so far. So, you got to just kind of keep progressing as best you can. But, another good game, and we appreciate, as always, Maddie, people spending their time with us.
We do, and if you got time tomorrow night, we know that Donville likes his east-west passes. We were in the west last night. We'll be in the east in Peterborough when Six Nations Arrows travel to town to face the Peterborough Lakers. But from here at the Toronto Rock Athletic Center, Oakville win 10-8. On behalf of my partner, Jonathan Donville, our producers, Gary Morrison and Colleen Grimes, our director, Rachel Wolf, the Ontario Junior Lacrosse League and the JVI Sports Network, I'm Matthew Carrick. Thank you for tuning in tonight. We'll talk to you in about 24 hours from Peterborough.
We're living on our time, yeah. Not around, downtown, top shelf, in a cocktail lounge. Drop the boys and make some noise. It's dealer's choice, so pick your place of